My dear readers, listeners, and of course friends, let us address the most contemptible spectacle of our age. The pathetic oscillation between sneering dismissal and pants-wetting terror that characterizes the modern intellectual's response to artificial intelligence. It is, I'm afraid, a display of cognitive cowardice that would be merely amusing, were it not so dangerous in its implications. Consider, if you will, the specimen who at 9 a.m. posts a crying, laughing emoji beneath some AI-generated image, declaring it literally just bad Photoshop Lumao, only to turn around at noon and solemnly sign a letter demanding an immediate halt to all AI research lest we summon an intelligence that will, and I quote these sophisticates directly, literally kill everyone. This laughable pirouette between mockery and mortal terror reveals not merely intellectual inconsistency, though God knows there's enough of that, but something far more fundamental about the human animal, our desperate need to maintain the illusion of control through whatever rhetorical contortions necessary. The same people who dismiss AI as just statistics in one breath will, in the next, demand that these apparently harmless statistics be regulated with the same urgency as nuclear weapons. And naturally, this regulation must occur exclusively within the borders of the United States, as if artificial intelligence, like some well-behaved schoolchild, will politely respect national boundaries and pause its development while our bureaucrats draft their memoranda. The absolute peak of this farce arrives when these champions of reason attempt to reconcile their contradictory positions. Well, they stammer, better safe than sorry. This is not, I must point out, an argument. It is an admission of intellectual bankruptcy dressed up as prudence. It is the modern equivalent of Pascal's wager. But instead of hedging one's bets about the existence of God, we are now supposed to simultaneously believe that AI is both completely useless and existentially threatening. What we are witnessing, my friends, is nothing less than the death throes of human exceptionalism. The comfortable fiction that our intelligence is somehow unique and irreplaceable is being challenged, and rather than face this challenge with dignity and honest inquiry, we resort to this embarrassing dance of denial and doom. The particular flavor of American solipsism in this debate is especially rich. The notion that a global technological phenomenon can be controlled by the same government that can't quite figure out how to regulate cryptocurrency is the kind of magical thinking one expects from children, not supposed leaders in technology and policy. But perhaps the most galling aspect of this entire spectacle is its transparent bad faith. These individuals don't actually believe AI is either as harmless or as threatening as they claim. What they believe, what truly motivates their whiplash-inducing changes of position, is a desperate desire to preserve their status as arbiters of intelligence and importance. The crying emoji brigade and the pause brigade are in fact the same brigade, united in their terror not of AI itself but of irrelevance. Their oscillation between extremes is nothing more than the death rattle of a certain kind of intellectual authority that has already begun to slip away. And so we are treated to this absurd spectacle. The same people who mock AI's ability to perform basic tasks turn around and insist it will inevitably destroy humanity, while those who praise its capabilities in reverential tones demand it be immediately restricted. It would be comedy if it weren't tragedy, farce if it weren't so pathetically human. What we need, and what we manifestly lack, is the courage to face technological progress without either dismissive sneering or apocalyptic panic. But that would require something our chattering classes seem incapable of. Intellectual honesty, and the willingness to admit that perhaps, just perhaps, their importance in the grand scheme of things is not quite what they imagined. The truth, which burns like acid through their pretensions, is that most of these people are not merely afraid of irrelevance, they are already irrelevant. Their desperate pirouetting between extremes is not the considered position of serious minds grappling with genuine challenges, but rather the death spasms of intellectual parasites who have built careers on regurgitating and repackaging the actual work of others. And these are the same specimens who declare with boundless confidence that AI can never be creative, while simultaneously demanding we regulate it before it destroys all art. The same bright lights who insist AI is just a prediction engine, while warning it will inevitably develop consciousness and enslave humanity. The same moral cowards who mockingly post "I asked GPT to write a novel" one day and sign open letters about AI extinction the next. What we are witnessing is not merely hypocrisy, though God knows there's enough of that to drown in, but something far more grotesque: the spectacular public collapse of an entire class of professional opinion havers who suddenly find themselves faced with the possibility that their opinions might be worth precisely nothing. Their expertise, such as it was, turns out to be exactly as superficial and replaceable as they secretly feared. And so they thrash about, these intellectual invertebrates, alternating between sneering superiority and cringing terror, hoping desperately that one of these poses will stick, will preserve their rapidly evaporating relevance. They don't fear AI consciousness or AI creativity or even AI capability. They fear the mirror AI holds up to their own mediocrity,